Okay, with our cheesy chicharron bread, we are going to make a grilled ham and cheese. I'm going to use ham and Swiss cheese. So here's a chicharron bread that I made earlier. Now in here I have shredded ham. There's about a cup here, but I'm not going to put all that. But I've shredded it for a reason, because when you shred your ham and then put your cheese on it, the cheese melts into the ham and sticks everything all together, and it makes it ooey gooey good. So I'm going to put a little bit of mustard. We'll just put a little bit more. Whatever you like, or not at all. So in here, like I said, I have about a cup, so what would this be? I'm going to just I've put my pan on high heat. Put it on medium or high heat, whatever you're comfortable cooking with. I'm going to put a generous amount because we want a nice big cheesy sandwich. Careful not to touch your finger to the pan, so when you're talking to the camera you don't barbecue your finger at the same time. Okay, how does that look? Alright, I guess that's about a half a cup for this size of flatbread, which is about, I think it's about 4 inches by 4 inches. And I've got 2 slices of Swiss cheese. I'm going to break them in half just so they melt more evenly. That, like that, and here's number 2. That. I'm actually going to cover with a lid just for a second to help it start to melt, because I don't want to burn it. I'm going to take my second chicharron chicharron flatbread, and you can decide which side you think is prettier. Okay, set that on there. I don't know, what do you think? Should I put another slice of cheese in there? You know what, I'm going to get another slice of cheese. Okay, I'm going to turn my heat down now. Okay, I'm back with my other slice of cheese. I'll stick that in there, because you can never have too much cheese. Now I had my heat on a little bit too high, so I'm going to move this dish and take my pan off the heat, because talking and... Okay, I've taken my pan off the heat because I was talking and I let my pan get too hot. So I'm just going to look at the bottom. So I'm going to use 2 big spatulas like this. It's still not melted, so I don't want things to fall apart. But they did. Okay, don't despair if this happens to you. This is what we're going to do. Take a pair of tongs. Lift that up. And put our ham back in there. Or my fingers, how about that? Alright, now I am going to put the lid back on. I'm going to turn my heat down to low. The element is still quite hot. And I'm going to put it back on just for a minute. Okay, we're back. I've taken my Swiss ham and Swiss cheese out of the pan, and I'm going to slice it for us. Okay, this is always a little bit perilous. Gently, gently, gently. I'm using a serrated knife because now the cheese could have been melted a little bit more, but I'll take it. So here we go. So there we go. There's our, oh, can you see that okay? There's our grilled ham and Swiss cheese. Now you can use any kind of cheese that you want. So I think that's quite a hearty sandwich, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. What I have here is some Havarti cheese, some spicy Havarti cheese, and I'm going to put this on our flatbread. It's in our pan warming. Now Havarti melts really well, so I want that quality, because I'm going to put actually a hot dog. I'm going to put a hot dog in here and roll it up and make it into a little appetizer. I switched pans, and I'll tell you why. I just realized this pan is for rolled omelets, so if you're going to roll something, this pan actually helps you to do it. So if you have one of these, by all means use it. So I'm going to try and do this. Okay, so I've put our wiener in here, and the cheese is starting to melt. It's getting quite brown on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is, like as seen on TV, I'm going to roll this over like this. I'm going to get 2 of these, 2 spatulas. Okay, okay. Oh, the cheese is melting like crazy. All right, so much for that. Don't despair. Let's see. I'm going to roll this over again. It was such a good idea, but you just never know. All right, although, you know what? It's still going to work. It's still going to work. I was just playing with it too much. So we did that. Aha! See, it's working. Okay. The cheese is really melting really well. Okay, and I probably flipped it over too many times. That's probably another issue. Okay. Anyhow, I'm turning the heat off. I may have discovered something aside from too much, maybe a bit too much cheese. All right, so, and this is when you make the rolled omelet. This is what you do. You roll it up against the edge like this so that it cooks, stays in that shape. Alrighty, this is what we're going to do. Now, these are not the right size sticks, but they'll work for now. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Shut the heat off. Okay, I'm going to take it off the heat and put it here on the cutting board. Okay, let's see how this turned out. Still pretty hot. Now, I think you could actually cut these in smaller pieces. But remember what Julia's Child said. Never apologize for anything that happens in the kitchen. I think these will taste just great. Now I'll get rid of my knife. I'm going to put these on a plate first. Okay, and the cheese is all nice and melty. Put the prettiest ones out front. Which ones are the prettiest? That one. Here we go. And here we go. I think these would be really yummy. I hope you do too. I thought I'd make us some appetizer sandwiches with the other 2 chicharron bread recipes. So on this side is the one with the cabbage, and this is the plain one on the left side. Now, of course, you can use any combination that you want. What I did is I just cut them in little squares. I thought since the hot sandwiches were big and hearty and cheesy, it would be nice to have, just for a change or for another idea, cold sandwiches or hors d'oeuvres. So what I have here is, as I said, I've cut them in little squares, and on this side I just have some egg salad that I made, which is always good for keto, and I'm going to use my handy dandy little disher, which is always nice for hors d'oeuvres. Gives you the right amount in the right cute little size. Okay, do another one here. There we go. You could also put some shredded lettuce, some green onions. That would be nice as well. On this side I have some tuna salad that I made. Just tuna salad and mayonnaise with some green onions. And however you like your tuna salad. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put another little dollop on each side. 1, 2. I'm going to garnish the tuna with some dill pickle slices. Now you can make these as fancy or as plain as you want, but sometimes it's nice to have something like this for a change, rather than same old, same old. So let's see if you can, how does this look? There we go. So we have egg salad on lettuce on our plain keto bread. And on the other side, we have tuna salad on the keto bread with the cabbage in it. One thing about the chicharron bread, it's quite hearty. It has a texture similar to that of a muffin, but it's quite hearty because it's made with chicharrones or pork rinds. So I find that you really don't always need 2 pieces or the amount that you think you do, but whatever you like. I like little hors d'oeuvre sandwiches, and I think this would be great for a party as well. And I hope you think so too. Thanks for watching Kitty's Kitchen.